You want to know the Holy Grail in trading? I'll tell you. But you're gonna hate it. You've been searching for years, right? Watching YouTube videos, buying courses, testing indicators, moving averages, Fibonacci, Elliott wave, order blocks, smart money concepts. You've tried everything, and you're still broke. Want to know why? Because the Holy Grail isn't what you think it is. It's not a strategy. It's not an indicator. It's not a secret the pros are hiding from you. The Holy Grail is accepting that you're the problem, not the market, not your broker, not the guy on YouTube who sold you the course, you. And for the next hour, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show you exactly why you keep losing, why you keep searching, why you'll probably ignore everything I say and go right back to looking for the next magic system. This is going to hurt. But if you can handle it, if you can actually look at yourself honestly for once, this might be the last trading video you ever need to watch. Let's go. Part 1. Your Grail Graveyard. Let me guess your story. You started trading because you saw someone on Instagram with a Lamborghini. Or maybe your cousin made $5,000 in a week and you thought, I can do that. So you opened an account, deposited $500, maybe $1,000 if you were feeling bold, watched a few YouTube videos, learned about support and resistance, bought when it went up, sold when it went down. First trade? Probably a winner. Beginner's luck is real. You made $50. Felt like a genius. Told your friends you're a trader now. Second trade? Maybe another winner. You're thinking, this is easy. Why doesn't everyone do this? Then you took your third trade. It went against you. But you held on. It'll come back. It didn't. Stop loss hit. Or worse, you didn't have one and it kept falling. That $50 profit? Gone. Plus another $100. Now you're down. So you did what every new trader does. You went looking for a better system. Clearly, I need better indicators. You found a video, the only indicator you'll ever need. Downloaded it, tested it, looked great on the chart. Past trades were obvious. You took a trade with it, lost again. Okay, maybe I need multiple confirmations. So you added RSI, then MACD, then Bollinger Bands, then volume profile. Your chart looked like a preschooler's art project, still losing. Maybe it's the time frame. You switched from 5-minute to 15-minute, then to 1 hour, then to daily. Still losing. Maybe it's the market. You switched from Forex to stocks, then to crypto, then to futures. Still losing. And now, months or years later, you're still searching. Still watching videos with titles like The Secret Strategy Banks Don't Want You to Know. Still hoping the next system will be the one. Here's the truth you don't want to hear. Every system you abandoned probably worked. You just didn't work. You switched before you gave it a real chance. You tweaked it mid-trade. You skipped signals because they didn't feel right. The Holy Grail was sitting right there. And you threw it in the trash because you took 3 losses. Part 2. The lie you keep telling yourself. Let's talk about the lie. The big one. The one you repeat every time you blow an account. Ready? Here it is. I just need to find the right system. That's the lie. And you believe it because it protects your ego. If the system is the problem, then you're not the problem. You're just unlucky. You haven't found the one yet. But here's what's actually happening. You're not looking for a system. You're looking for a system that doesn't require discipline. You want a strategy that never loses, requires no patience. Works immediately, feels good every time. Makes money without effort, you want magic. And when a system requires you to take losses, Wait for setups, follow rules you don't like, hold through discomfort, stay consistent when it's boring, you quit. Not because the system doesn't work, because you don't want to do the work. Let me give you an example. You find a simple moving average crossover system. 50 EMA crosses 200 EMA. Basic, clean, you backtest it. 60% win rate, solid, you take it live. First signal fires, you take it. Small loss. Second signal, you take it. Another loss. Third signal fires. But now you're hesitating. 2 losses in a row. Maybe I should wait for better confirmation. You skip it. It was a winner. Would have made back your losses plus profit. Now you're mad. Fourth signal fires. You take it. Nervous. You move your stop a little wider just to be safe. It hits your wider stop. Bigger loss than the system called for. By the end of the week, you've convinced yourself the system doesn't work. But you didn't trade the system. You traded your emotions with a moving average crossover in the background. The system had a 60% win rate. You had a 0% discipline rate. And here's the part that's gonna sting. You know this. Deep down, you know. You know you're not following the rules. You know you're improvising. You know you're the problem. But admitting that is hard. So you blame the system instead. You call it broken. You say it doesn't work in current market conditions. You move on to the next one. And the cycle continues. Because the lie is comfortable. The truth hurts. Part 3. Why you're still broke. The real reasons. All right, let's go deeper. Let's talk about the real reasons you're losing. Not the surface level stuff. The deep, uncomfortable stuff you don't want to look at. Reason number 1. You're trading for the wrong reasons. Why did you start trading? Be honest. Was it because you love analyzing markets? Because you're fascinated by price action and economics? Or was it because you want to quit your job? Because you saw someone flexing on social media and thought, I want that. Because you're desperate for a way out. Here's the problem with that. When you trade from desperation, you make desperate decisions. You overtrade because you need to make money this week. You risk too much because you're trying to hit a specific dollar target. You can't handle losses because each one feels like a step backward from your dream. Desperation kills traders faster than any market move. The Holy Grail requires emotional detachment, and you can't be detached when you're trading rent money. Reason number 2. You want results without the boring part. You know what separates profitable traders from you? It's not intelligence. It's not better systems. It's tolerance for boredom. Profitable traders do the same thing every day. Same routine, same analysis, same rules, same execution. They take the same setups they've taken 1,000 times before. They're not excited. They're not scared. They're not anything. They're just executing. And you can't do that. You need stimulation, variety, the thrill of trying something new. That's why you keep switching systems. Not because they don't work, because they're boring. And the Holy Grail is the most boring thing in the world. It's doing the same thing over and over and over. Can you handle that? Or do you need every trade to feel like a new adventure? Reason number 3. You're addicted to the search. Here's something most traders don't realize. You're not addicted to trading. You're addicted to searching for systems. Think about it. When do you feel most excited? Not when you're taking trades. When you find a new strategy. When you watch a video that promises the secret. When you download a new indicator. That dopamine hit. That hope. That maybe this is it feeling. You're chasing that. And once the excitement wears off, once the system feels familiar, you get bored. So you search again. You're not a trader. You're a system collector. And the Holy Grail doesn't live in your collection. It lives in commitment to one system. But commitment isn't exciting. So you keep searching. Reason number 4. You can't handle being wrong. Let's talk about your ego. Every time you take a loss, your brain goes into crisis mode. I made a mistake. I'm bad at this. I'm going to lose everything. So you start changing things, tightening stops, adding filters, skipping trades. Not because the system needs improvement, because your ego needs protection. You'd rather tinker with the system than admit you took a probabilistic loss. Here's what profitable traders understand. Losses aren't personal. A loss doesn't mean you're dumb. Doesn't mean you're bad at trading. It means you took a trade with a 60% win rate and landed in the 40%. That's it. But you can't accept that. You need to be right. Every time. And when you're not, you panic. The Holy Grail requires you to be wrong 40% of the time and be okay with it. Can you do that? Or does every loss send you spiraling? Reason number 5. You're lying to yourself about your sample size. You took 10 trades with a new system. 6 were losers. You quit. The system doesn't work. Really? Let's do the math. If a system has a 60% win rate, it loses 40% of the time. Over 10 trades, it's completely normal to see 6 losses. In fact, it's statistically expected that you could see 5, 6, or even 7 losses out of 10 and still have a profitable system long term. But you don't think in terms of statistics. You think in terms of emotions. And emotionally, 6 losses out of 10 feels like failure. So you quit. You're judging a marathon after running 100 meters. The Holy Grail needs 100 trades minimum to prove itself. You're giving it 10, then wondering why you can't find it. Part 4. What the Holy Grail actually is and why you'll hate it. All right, you ready? I'm going to tell you what the Holy Grail actually is. But I'm warning you, you're not going to like it. Because it's not sexy. It's not exciting. It's not a secret. The Holy Grail is ruthless, mechanical consistency over a statistically significant sample size. That's it. Let me break it down. Component number 1. Ruthless, no exceptions. No, just this once. No discretion. You follow the rules even when you don't want to. Even when it feels wrong. Even when you're scared. Even when you're confident. Ruthless means the system runs you, not the other way around. Your feelings don't matter. Your opinions don't matter. The rules matter. And you follow them. Every single time. Can you do that? Or are you going to skip the trade that doesn't look good and then watch it win? Component number 2. Mechanical, no thinking. No analyzing. No, let me just check one more thing. Signal fires, you take it. Stop hits, you exit. Target hits, you take profit. Like a robot. No emotion, no second guessing, no creativity. The system tells you what to do, and you do it. That's it. Sounds boring, right? That's because the Holy Grail is boring. It's supposed to be. Excitement is the enemy of consistency. Component number 3. Consistency, same system. Same rules, same execution, every day, for months, for years. You don't change it after a loss. You don't improve it after a drawdown. You don't switch to a new one because you're bored. You stick with it. Through wins, through losses, through boring stretches where nothing happens. You trust the process, not for 10 trades, for 100, for 500, for 1,000. That's consistency. And that's what you don't have. Component number 4. Statistically significant sample size. Here's the part nobody wants to hear. You need at least 100 trades to know if a system works, preferably 200 to 300, not 10, not 20, 100 minimum. Why? Because edges play out over time, not over individual trades. A system with a 60% win rate can easily lose 10 in a row. It's math. But after 100 trades, the edge reveals itself. After 200, it's undeniable. But you quit at trade 15. Then wonder why you can't find the Holy Grail. You keep digging a dozen holes 5 feet deep instead of one hole 50 feet deep. And you wonder why you never hit water. Why this is the Holy Grail? Because it works. Not because it's perfect. Not because it never loses. Because over time, with discipline, it produces consistent positive expectancy. That's all trading is. Slight edge plus lots of repetition equals profit. But you want big edge plus no repetition plus immediate results equals Lamborghini. That's not trading. That's gambling. And gamblers stay broke. Why you'll ignore this? Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna finish this video. You're gonna nod along. Yeah, he's right. I need to be more consistent. And then you're gonna do the exact same thing you've been doing. You're gonna try the Holy Grail for 2 weeks. Take a few losses and quit. Because the Holy Grail doesn't feel good. It feels tedious, mechanical, boring, and you'd rather feel excited than be profitable. So you'll go back to searching. Prove me wrong. Part 5. How to actually find your Holy Grail, if you're serious. All right. If you're still here, maybe you're actually serious. Maybe you're tired of losing. Maybe you're ready to stop searching and start executing. If that's you, here's exactly what you need to do. Step 1. Pick a system, any system, I don't care which one. Moving average crossover, breakout strategy, support and resistance, order blocks, whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it has a proven edge. How do you know if it has an edge? Backtest it on 100 plus trades. If it's profitable over 100 trades, it has an edge. If it's not, find a different one. But here's the key. Once you pick it, you're married to it for 100 trades. Not 10, not until it stops working. 100 trades, no matter what. Step 2, write down every single rule. Not in your head, on paper, in a document. Every rule, every decision point, every exit scenario. Example, entry, market shift with displacement, stop loss, below or above swing point that creates market shift, take profit. 2-to-1 risk-reward position size, 1% risk per trade. Once it's written, you don't change it. Not after a loss, not after 5 losses, not until you've completed 100 trades. No exceptions. Step 3. Track every trade, every single one. Date, entry, exit, profit/loss, why you took it, how you felt. This log is sacred. Because after 100 trades, this is your proof. Proof that the system works or doesn't. Proof that you followed the rules or didn't. Without the log, you're guessing. And guessing isn't the Holy Grail. Step 4. Follow the rules. Like your life depends on it. Every trade must meet 100% of your criteria. Not 90%, not close enough. 100%. If it doesn't hit all conditions, you don't take it. If you're in a trade and your stop hits, you exit immediately. No, let me give it one more candle. No, maybe it'll bounce. The system is the boss. You're just the employee executing orders. Step 5. Accept losses as part of the plan. This is where most people fail. They take a loss and think something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Losses are part of the Holy Grail. If your system has a 60% win rate, you're supposed to lose 40% of the time. That's not failure. That's the system working exactly as designed. The only bad loss is one where you broke your rules. Everything else is just math. Step 6. Do this for 100 trades, no matter what. This is the commitment. 100 trades. No quitting, no switching, no improvements, just execution. If after 100 trades you're profitable, congratulations, you found your Holy Grail. Keep going. If you're not profitable, you have data showing exactly what's wrong. Maybe the system needs tweaking. Maybe you weren't following the rules. The log will tell you. But you have to finish the 100. No exceptions. Step 7. Resist the urge to search. This is the hardest part. Around trade 20, you're going to see a YouTube video. New strategy, 90% a win rate. You're going to want to try it. Don't. You committed to 100 trades. You're at 20. You have 80 to go. Stay the course. The Holy Grail isn't in that video. It's in the discipline to ignore that video. Part 6. The brutal reality check. Let me tell you what's probably going to happen. You're going to try this. You're going to pick a system, write down the rules, get excited. You're going to take your first 5 trades, 3 winners, 2 losers. You're feeling good. Then you hit a rough patch. Trades 6, 7, 8, 9 all lose. Now you're down overall. And that voice starts. Maybe this system doesn't work. Maybe I should add another filter. Maybe I should switch time frames. And this is where you fail. This is the moment where the Holy Grail is right in front of you. And you blink, you tweak, you adjust, you quit. And 6 months from now, you're watching another YouTube video about the real secret to trading. And you're right back where you started. The Holy Grail doesn't fail people. People fail the Holy Grail because it requires something most traders don't have. Faith. Not faith in the system. Faith in yourself to stick with it. And that's scary. Because what if you stick with it for 100 trades and it doesn't work? Then you've wasted months. But here's the truth. If you don't stick with anything for 100 trades, you're going to waste years, hopping from system to system, never knowing if any of them worked, because you never gave them a chance. The Holy Grail is a test, not of your intelligence, not of your strategy-picking skills, a test of your commitment. And most traders fail. Not because they can't trade, because they can't commit. Conclusion. Your choice. All right, we're at the end. You know the truth now. The Holy Grail isn't a secret strategy. It's not hidden in some $2,000 course. It's not being gatekept by Wall Street. It's ruthless mechanical consistency over a statistically significant sample size. That's it. Boring, unsexy, simple, and completely attainable. If you're willing to do the work. So here's your choice. Choice number 1. Close this video. Go back to searching. Try the next 90% win rate strategy. Switch systems every 2 weeks. Keep losing, keep hoping, keep searching for magic that doesn't exist. Choice number 2. Pick a system today. Write down the rules. Commit to 100 trades. Track everything. Follow the rules ruthlessly. Accept the losses. Trust the process. And finally, stop searching. Because the Holy Grail isn't out there. It's in you. It's in your ability to be disciplined when you don't feel like it. To follow rules when they don't make sense. To stay consistent when it's boring. To trust math over emotions. That's the Holy Grail. And you've had access to it this whole time. You just didn't want to believe it could be that simple. But it is. And the traders making money figured that out years ago. While you were searching, they were executing. While you were switching systems, they were on trade 247 with the same one. While you were watching videos, they were reviewing their trade log. They're not special. They just committed. Can you do that? Can you commit to 100 trades with one system? Or are you going to go right back to searching? The choice is yours. But I already know what most of you will do. Prove me wrong. If you're ready to stop searching and start executing, subscribe. This channel isn't here to give you another system to add to your graveyard. We're here to show you that the Holy Grail you've been searching for has been in your hands the whole time. You just had to stop dropping it. Welcome to Phantom Trader. Let's get consistent.